Here is the perfect solution if you want to get over a mistake, even if you're just a beginner. Here's the issue. When you make a mistake, your game suffers immensely. This is something that needs attention right now and not later. You'll find if not addressed, after every goal you concede, your level of performance drops throughout the game. This results in your teammates feeling the same energy you put out. They lose more confidence in you as a keeper, their competitiveness weakens, and the cycle gets worse and worse, resulting in your whole team feeling defeated and hopeless. All because it started with you getting in your head about one mistake you made. But see, it all comes down to this one attribute that we all have: the fear of failure. But luckily enough, guys, this is something that can be solved. Some things that we can implement, like the change in mindset, being the voice on the field, and also, just being a positive force on the field as well. We can also implement visualizations before the game and many other things that we can cover in this video as well. So the first technique that we're going to be going through is the mindset change. So one thing that you can implement is something that I've gone more in depth to in my other video called the 3 R's. I'll pop a card in the top right hand corner of the screen for you guys to go and have a look at that further, but I'm just going to gloss over that right now. So the 3 R's are refresh, reset, and refocus. So to reset simply means picking up the ball from the back of the net and putting it back up to halfway yourself. This resets the tone of play and to hopefully reset the flow of the game. This is so that you don't just have to think about the goal that you've just conceded and to move forward. To refresh simply means to get back in the headspace of the game, in which ties into refocus, in which basically you're focusing on where you were positioned and different types of body cues that will help you regain focus. One of the other techniques that I'm going to be going through is to be the voice on the field. Now what this means is basically you're being the eyes to all the players on the field. For example, so your pivot player is marking the attacker's target player, and they're running backwards and forwards. You're constantly telling them where they are at all times. So for example, if they run right, you say right shoulder, or they run to the left, they go left shoulder. And if they run towards the ball, you would say go to ball. And then from there, you would direct your other players in that same format. This is really important to keep check at all times, just so the flow of the game keeps intact and at a fast pace as well. This gives your players guidance on the field, as well as confidence in you that you can guide the flow of the game. What also being the voice does on the field, it keeps players accountable when they make a mistake. So when you're giving instructions to players but they don't listen, you can keep them accountable by saying that you called them out, you didn't follow your player, and that resulted in a goal. Now that's a great segue into my next technique that we're going to be speaking about, and that's just being a positive force on the field. For example, when, let's say, we are keeping our players accountable that we did call them out, we don't want to put it in a way that's negative but constructive. So what I mean by this is you want to give a constructive tone to what you're saying and maybe explain the situation to the player that made the mistake. This allows for a positive feedback loop and allows both players to understand what they did wrong and to improve on the next play. And besides, no one likes a negative player on the field. They just bring all the other players down and just weakens the whole team in general. So don't be that guy. So the last technique that we're going to be speaking about is the concept called visualizations. This is basically a thought process in which you implement to gain a better understanding on how things will play out. So for example, when you're warming up just before your game, you're visualizing the type of saves that you'll be doing, when to put those techniques into practice during the game, and also having a winner's mindset as well. So that's one thing that you can implement into your game to vastly improve getting over a mistake. So you've realized what it all comes down to is the concept of failure. Previously, your mindset was trash. After you made one mistake, you put your head down for the rest of the game and have destroyed your ability to get back into the mindset of the game. Now you are able to reset, refresh, and refocus on the game and be a key part of the team that your teammates rely on. You have gone from a quiet keeper to a vocal voice on the field that your field players now rely on. You've made visualizations that every shot was a 39-minute save to make or break the deciding factor if your team wins or loses. You've implemented positive behaviors that, rather than being destructive and negative to your peers on the field, to now players look towards you for a positive reinforcement during hard times in a game. The topics I've discussed in this video is something that the goalkeeper community does not talk about, in which I think it's a very important topic to cover and to expose to young keepers and professional goalkeepers as well, to hopefully incur a better mindset on and off the court. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video and have learned something different. I invite you guys to subscribe and comment down below on what type of content you would like to see me do next. Happy keeping, guys, and peace.